Hello, my dear students. Hope all of you might have enjoyed the weekend and waiting for the class to be continued. Today, we are going to discuss the most relevant topics of today, that is, viruses. Viruses are some of the most mysterious organisms on earth. They are among the world's tiniest life forms. And because none can survive and reproduce without a host. We know that viruses are quite diverse. Are viruses alive? To consider this question, we need to have a good understanding of what we mean by life. Definitions may vary, but biologists consider that living organisms exhibit several key properties that we have learned in chapter 1. The properties of the living organisms. Hope you may be remembering. To reproduce, to grow, to respond to the stimuli, etc. are the characteristics, features of living organisms. Do viruses confirm this criteria? We can say yes or no. We can become infected with a small number of virus particles by inhaling another person's cough, etc. Nowadays, we are also scared due to COVID-19 or due to the coronavirus. Need not panic, dear students. Protect yourself and others around you by knowing the facts and taking appropriate precautions. Follow advices provided by your local public health agency and stay home, keep a safe distance, wash your hands often, cover your cough, etc. Thus, you can save the lives of hundreds and millions of people. So, in the previous class, we have discussed regarding viruses, the meaning of viruses, other diseases caused by viruses, the scientific discovery behind the viruses showing symptoms, different kinds of various symptoms that which is shown in the plants. All this we have come across. Today, continuing with the viruses, the structure of the viruses, the composition of the viruses. Since the discovery of electron microscope in 1930s, viruses have been studied in great details. A virus consists of a genetic material covered in a protein coat. Genetic material means that store the genetic information. In viruses, it will be either DNA or RNA. RNA is riboxynucleic acid and DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. No virus contains both RNA and DNA. The genetic material is infectious, which means that the genetic material in the virus is responsible for causing infection in the host cell. In fact, when a virus attacks a host cell, the genetic material of a virus will hijack the host cell and compel it to produce viral components. In short, the normal behavior of the host cell is disrupted. Viruses that infect plants have single-stranded RNA and viruses that infect animals have either single or double-stranded RNA or double-stranded DNA. The function of the protein coat is to protect the genetic material, which is a nucleic acid. Protein coat is made up of small subunits called capsomeres. Capsomeres are arranged in helical or polyhedral geometrical forms. Let's see the structure of tobacco mosaic viruses, or we can call it as TMV. TMV was the first virus ever to be discovered. It has a rod-like appearance. Its genetic material is a single-stranded RNA. Its protein coat or capsid is made up of 2,130 capsomeres which are arranged in a helical fashion. Now, do you know what bacteriophages are? Phage means eater. Bacteriophage means bacteria eater. Yes, bacteriophages are actually viruses that affect bacteria. They have a head, collar, tail and long tail fibers. The head contains genetic material. Once attached to the bacterial cell, the bacteriophage will inject its viral genetic material into the bacterium. This will disrupt the normal synthesis of proteins and nucleic acids of the bacterial cell, and the bacterium will be forced to manufacture the viral particles instead. It's like a kidnapping the bacterium. Within minutes, the bacterial cell will rupture and hundreds of new bacteriophages will be released to infect other bacterial cells. This picture shows some bacteriophages injecting their viral genetic material into E. coli bacterium. See how small is the virus when compared to the viral cell. In the beginning of this video, I had explained how deadly the viruses are. But viruses have some uses too. They can be used as vectors that take the required material for treatment of diseases to various target cells. About bacteriophages, they will attack only bacteria and not human cell. So, they can be used to infect and destroy some pathogenic bacteria found in humans. This is called phage therapy. Viruses can be used as carriers or genetically modified sequences of genomes to their host cells. Another important use of viruses is that they can be used in producing vaccines. Some vaccines against polio, measles, chickenpox, etc. use live or weakened viruses or dead virus particles. The polio vaccine, when it was introduced by Dr. Jonas Salk in 1955, it was treated as the biggest news in the medical history. Do you know how vaccines work? When the vaccines are introduced to your body, by injection, your immune system will think that the dead viruses in the vaccines are the real disease-causing viruses and will make antibodies to fight against them. These antibodies will stay in your body, giving you the immunity in the future even if you will be exposed to the disease-causing viruses. The antibodies already present in your body will protect you from the diseases. In agriculture, viral insecticides are used which can affect a wide variety of insect species but not any of the organisms. And these insecticides will not kill any other organisms, for example the crops. That's all about viruses we will discuss here. Now coming to, let's learn about viroids. Viroids means virus-like. They are smaller than the smaller virus. You can see the image of viroids. They are the smallest known agents of infectious diseases. They were discovered by Diner in 1971. When he was doing a research on workhouses, the potato spindle fiber tuber, you can see the image here, as the name of the disease indicates, the affected potatoes were spindle shaped. It means like this, narrow and tapering at the end, bulged at the center. Later, he found that it was caused by a viroid which was 80 times smaller than the smallest virus. This virus was later named the potato spindle tuber viroid. Otherwise, we can call it as PSTV. Viroids are also non-cellular. They are composed of a short strand of circular single-stranded RNA. Yes, viroids is just a strand of RNA. What makes a viroid different from a virus is the absence of the protein caught. Now, you must have understood that some viroids are also non-cellular like viruses. They were not included in Whittaker's classification. Next group of organisms which didn't find a place in Whittaker's classification was lichens. You may remember the reason why Whittaker didn't include viruses and viroid in his classification. It was because they are non-cellular and not truly living. But what about these lichens? They are truly living organisms. The problem with lichens was that they are dual organisms. That is, they are composed of two entirely different organisms, fungi and algae. Here, fungi and algae get into a symbiotic relationship benefiting from each other. The fungal partner will provide shelter for algae, and in turn, algae will provide the fungal partner with food. These two partners will fuse in such a way that we can never separate them again. To know more about these amazing organisms, you can go through any of the sources. That's all about viroids, viruses and lichens. Please do the homework given here. Tomorrow you are going to move to the next chapter, the third chapter. So we'll be coming with the exciting topics. Take care. May God bless you all. Thank you.